Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia, and welcome back to a brand new Total War 3 Kingdom Let's Play on the channel, as we're going to be doing a Shi Xie campaign on the 200 start. And this is one of the free LC content added to the game alongside Fate Divided. It is probably the worst free LC ever provided by Creative Assembly. We did get a new faction in Shi Xie, which occupied the southern parts of the map, and we do have some unique features in terms of resources of Splendor that can be traded for tribute chests, but overall this is pretty much an unfinished faction. We don't have any unique buildings, there is no unique units, and even for the 200 start date, there is no missions or objective as stated here. Regardless, this actually makes for the perfect Let's Play where we can add a bunch of different house rules to the campaign to spice things up, because I do get offered a bunch of campaign ideas by my subscribers all the time, trying to make the game more difficult for me, and I'm going to add a combination of rules just to get a bunch of them out of the way. So oftentimes I hear that for Total War 3 Kingdoms, the generals are really overpowered, so there are people who want to see a campaign where we only use generic generals, so none of the unique characters with unique models and abilities, and we can do that here with Shi Xie. Of course, our faction leader is going to be unique, but he's the only character. Shi Xie isn't overpowered. If we look at his character traits, we're only getting a little bit of range recruitment discount and +1 trade agreement from him. He's a strategist. There's no OP abilities where he can swing a whole fight by himself. He's also very old at the start of the campaign. In the 200 start, he's 63. Now he does have the old age trigger, so he starts dying after 70. We'll have at least 7 good years with him. This is because historically Shi Xie lives on to his 90 before he dies. When we lose him, that's going to be fine. But aside from Shi Xie, every other character we're going to use throughout this campaign will be a generic character. There are no mods, so everyone will look very plain, but we'll try to get some armor pieces to spice up their look. Aside from this house rule, there are also other subscribers who have asked me to play tall at the start of the game and wait until we hit the rank of Duke before we really go out and expand, and we can definitely do that in the south. The only restricting factor here is we need food, and where we start off in the map, in Jiaozhou, the Jiao province in the south, we have a lot of food nearby. There is Cangwu, which is the best food producing commander in the game. There's a decent amount of farmland in Jiaozhi where we start, and there's also a decent amount of food in the Nanman territories that we can expand to. As you can see, we start out with a lot of vassals. There is a heavy element of family and clan playstyle for Shi Xie where you get your resource splendor by having your family members in key posts, including as their own faction leader in the form of a vassal. So that's why you start out with, I believe, 4 vassals. A couple of them are family members, there's one that's not. And we'll try to keep up with that as we move into the late game, because the Splendor resource is quite valuable. We can also gain that through administrators and other posts in our court. And that brings up to our final house rule, the third one, which is nepotism. There are people who asked me before to only use family characters in the game, and we can definitely do that. So we'll fire everyone who is not a member of our family. It actually goes well with Shi Xie's playstyle, because as a faction, not only do we have Splendor and we have our tribute chest, we also specialize in bonds of the family, where we have reduced costs in terms of marriage and adopting characters, so we can create these giant family, and we're not really going to adopt too many characters. We'll adopt a few. We'll use marriage and kids for the most part. Now usually it takes 16 years for the kid to come of age. In game that's going to be 80 turns, but if we're going to start tall and use our settlement levels to gain prestige to hit that Duke rank before we really go out and expand farther, we're probably going to be spending a lot of our early turns just kind of building up and waiting. So in that regard, many of our kids will come of age by the time we are really making a huge push for the final stages of King rank and the 3 Kingdom process. So that'd be fine. We're also a governor faction, so we cannot create our own emperor seat. There will be 3 seats created. Those will happen pretty quickly actually, because we are in the 200 start. So Cao Cao starts out as a duchy, Sun Ce has quite a bit of land, and as we wait and build out our southern portions of the map, trying to go tall in the early stages, they're going to be hitting king rank pretty early. I think Yuan Shao and Cao Cao probably hits those first, and they'll create their emperor seats and will be going up in the late game against some pretty powerful units. So we'll be relying on some of our reforms, maybe getting some dragon units because we just don't have anything unique. Now, Shi Xie obviously fit all these criteria quite well. It's also a faction that I didn't play a full playthrough. I believe in the past we did do a Shi Xie campaign where we did the 190 start with the radius mod to try out the mod. I wasn't a huge fan of the mod because of the sheer amount of units it added. Didn't seem to provide variety. It just provided a lot of numbers of different units with small stat changes. But this time we're just going to do this without any mods. We're going to stick to our 3 house rules and we'll see how things goes. The 200 start's also more challenging, where we have some more powerful Nanman tribes. As you can see, it's only between Menghuo and Mulu now, so they're giant tribes, quite powerful. Shamoke is still around, but a small player. Liu Bao is also on our border, very big faction. Shan Yue is our starting enemy. They're sort of these people who decided to not pay taxes, sort of autonomous, independent, anarchist groups, and we have to put them down. Sun Ce is also very, very strong in the south, and we're going to be bumping into him quite early as well. So things will get pretty heated. We're going to be very defensive in the beginning and see if we can break out once we hit that Duke rank, which is the requirement here. Our chest might help us. I don't remember the details of each chest bonus, but I do know that there are some really good chests that we can use in our build-up stage, and also some good chests that we can use diplomatically later on, where we can stack these bonuses quite high once we get a big court. So let's get things started. China must be united once again.
胶州在大人的治下井井有条，您的亲族也都牢牢掌控着南疆。但抬眼北望，战火已波及华夏的每一个角落。即便是在您的领土里，也有叛军作乱。您必须扑灭山岳暴民的叛乱，守卫疆土。在距此不远的密林中，仅存的几大南蛮部落，正为南蛮王之位自相残杀。胜者将成为那一带的霸主，千万小心。同时，也要警惕刘表和孙策的动向，二者都想在长江以南称王，他们的扩张，迟早会妨碍到大人的宏图大业。乱世当中，南境局势与中原无异，但大人可步步为营。让这里重归宁静。
Alrighty, so we got our flyby intro. The situation, despite your efforts, there is much work yet to do. Shi Xie, whilst Shan rebels clamor to the north, your borders are otherwise calm. Yet your family's land are vast, and the potential for trouble exists throughout them. The Nanman remain a danger and will grow more threatening if they manage to finally unify. Likewise, Sun Ce to the east is known for his expansionism, and your lands are surely tempting to him. Build your strength and prepare. War is not a matter of if, but when. So luckily, historically, Shi Xie didn't have to do any fighting. I think throughout his reign, there was no wars in the Jiao province, and mainly because he just became vassals of whoever is strongest. He was vassals of the Han, and then Liu Bao for a period, and then switched over to Sun Quan. And then after the Battle of Chibi, he basically stuck with Sun Quan and ditched Cao Cao because Cao Cao lost in that situation. We do start out with ourselves on the field, a couple units here that we might get rid of in the beginning because we're not going to be marching into Shangyue land just by ourselves. We also start with other characters, including our middle son, Shizhu, the middle child. He is a good administrator, just looking at this background, minus 15% additional construction cost discount. We're going to be putting him in that place because everyone hates us. There is a couple mechanics working against us. One, desire for hire, court position because he's rank 3. Another thing is we have the legendary difficulty, so -10 by default. And there's another -10 for anyone who is not a family member in our court, which is why everyone is very, very, very angry. Our heir, our other son, Shi Xie, is the only one who is decently high. Even he's just barely at the edge of being dissatisfied at 25. This might cause some spy issues within our faction. Hopefully that's not going to be a thing. Turncoats is really scary. We have our wife, who also hates us, and we have a few other characters. Now, most of these are scholars from the north who fled south to become refugees. Xu Jing, for example, is a very good example of that. This is a random He Yan. There's another one. I think we looked at his characters, and he's not the more famous one, He Jin's grandson. This is a different character here. But regardless, we're going to be firing everyone who's not family. So goodbye to them. We can't banish them for money because unfortunately the satisfaction hit would definitely wreck our court. So everyone's just going to be released. And we'll use our money to set up some marriages for our sons so that we can have kids in the future. And if we want to recruit someone, we probably have to recruit the ladies and then get them married into the family or some way or another, adopt them. Oh, He Yan was a family member. How? How is he possibly a family member? Who adopted him to be our brother? Anyways, I don't consider him a family member. We're going to stick to our sons here. Now, a lot of our family member, you can see the icon, is a faction leader already. We have released them as vassals, and they're earning us 10 splendor per turn, which is going to be our faction unique resource. Our other son, the middle son here, is going to get slapped into the administrator slot. We're going to be putting him in our only commandery. We only have 2 pieces of land. We have Jiaozhi's capital and the farmland here, and that's it. Not a lot of land to work with. Now he's going to be earning us 2 splendor for being our court. I believe I can put our wife here. And I think she can actually give us more splendor. But the problem here is that when we use a family member into any court position, the salary goes from free to whatever the position amount is supposed to be. So if you use a regular character whose salaries default to 150, and let's say Chancellor position adds a few to that, right? It's another 165 on top, then you're really only paying 165 for that position. For our family members, we're paying the full amount. So this is actually a big jump, but you can see we get 5 splendor per turn here. And for that resource, we're going to do it. I almost never put characters in Chancellor position because it doesn't give us any faction council events. Only 15% peasantry. That's way too small for a small faction. But for the 5 points of splendor, we're going to splurge. Also going to keep her happy this way. So we fixed our court. Everyone at least is decently happy. Our sons are now at least 25 points each. We started with some very, very bad items, and that's okay. We're going to give our administrator son the bonus to industry. Also switch him over to a little bit more expertise so we can reduce that construction cost a bit more. And that's really all he can use. We have some unique set bonuses with our armor. And once Shi Xie died, that goes away, of course. We get increased firing rate for his own army, 50%, that's pretty good. And he also gives his own army 10% melee evasion. So both of those are really, really good bonuses. And we start out with the full set. He doesn't need the satisfaction. I think we're just going to give this to... Our heir can take the authority boost. Now, there is no weapon for a champion to get authority. His background's absolutely terrible. He gets 10 points satisfaction, and he's barely happy from that. And that's just very, very difficult to deal with for us. We have no armors to start out with, and that is fine. We have this guard. I think we're going to be giving the guard to... No, he can't have it. I guess he can take it for now. He'll probably come on the field and fight for us. Hamstring is probably one of our better abilities. He also has some units. Now, our middle son here has a couple units in his roster in the beginning. I have a feeling we can spend some money to give him a really good retinue, and then immediately sort of summon him back so that he never has to pay for them, and they can become sort of this defensive garrison here in Jiaozhi, as we might get attacked by the Naman forces later on. That's a good opportunity to do that. Let's get rid of these. I'm not sure if I want to spend the money this turn on the units, but we'll consider it. We could go pick up a couple of tough fights here. We could spend the money on our son, but the mustering is going to take a while. The infantry is not exactly the best thing in the world. Conversely, we can summon him back. I think the crossbowmen we would keep, but the saber infantry, if we're going to get him another character, we don't need him to have it. We're going to throw our wife, who apparently hates our middle son, her own son, in here to boost a little bit of income. She will rank up, but she is Chancellor, so she's not going to be unhappy about it. Yeah, this is fine. We didn't look at his traits. Perceptive. He's actually good at capturing characters, but we're going to be using him just for that. We don't need a school, unless we want to grab a reform, which we probably already have, right? I figure we start with quite a few, given this is the 200-year start. Let's take a look. Looks like we're pretty set up in the blue side, and we can maybe make a go for Onyx Dragons early on. We just have to pick up 2 reforms, which is actually quite easy to do. Aside from that, we can work on commerce buildings. We have cheaper recruitment already. That's good. And then we started with this increase to peasantry. Okay, not terrible. We're not going to use the marketplace, even though there is a tea house, so eventually we might build that again. But in the early going, this definitely goes. I think this goes, and we just go with the State Workshop plus private. Yeah, State Workshop and private workshop here just to boost that. We do really want the tea eventually. If he declares war on us, we can definitely respond. Before deleting those units, I probably should have done the trade deals ahead of time. I hope that little bit of military strength would not change much. We could always offer them autonomy to boost the value on turn 1 if they have some really good items. +2 public order, not really what we are interested in. Guess we can just ask for some payment back. Man, he is not rich. 32. Just to see if we can get a little bit more. Nope. We'll take the cash. We have 4 possible trade routes because of the reforms we started and also because of my background trait. But we only have 2 neighbors. And we also do... Ooh. Melee cap bonus? I don't think we need these. Right, he has a really poor commandery and we'll stick to cash. Okay, so that worked well. We can become Liu Bao's vassals anytime. We'll look at our other vassals to see their starting items. We are trading with Shi Xie, who is our relative. Shi Wu is also our relative. He owns Nanhai. We don't have a port. He has a port. So once we go up to Yunnan and grab a port, we can trade with other factions like that. He starts with a weapon. Now, weapon armor actually has a pretty high value, given that we're going to be using a lot of generic characters. So we could do something like guarantee autonomy and maybe offer him a bit of food. A little hesitant on the food part, even though I do want both of those. 5 points. It's going to be hard to get the 5 points given what we have. We throw him a couple items, like a stone pig, just to even that out a little. And then if we do both food, we can pay just a little bit of money and maybe get that. Basically getting a gear for our son and heir. I think I'd rather do flat payment unless he's ridiculous about it. Yeah, this is acceptable. No, we care about every cent here. We're not rich. Okay, so this is not a bad start. And we also have Shi Xie. He is not a relative. You can see by the flag, the character is different. He has a different surname. It just happens in pinyin, the way you spell out Chinese characters by sound using English alphabets, or the alphabet. It's not exactly English, but anyways, it's a different character represented by the same spelling. You don't see the tone. Sometimes the tones are the same. So with the exact same sound, you can have many different characters. In this case, he has a very similar character as us, but different. Don't need that. Don't really need that. This is slightly helpful, but not that great. I guess we could use this. We can offer him autonomy. The only tricky part here is I actually might want to annex him in the future because he holds Cangwu. So that's a piece of land we really want. And I might not, yeah, the item's not that good. We're not going to ask him for it. All right, I think we still have 2,000 in our hand. We can use it a couple different ways. I think we want to pull back first if we're not going to move forward. We're going to be in a settlement so that we can summon our son. I'm tempted to do a marriage early so that we can have kids in the future quicker. So what we have to do is basically arrange marriage and create this generic character to be his wife. And I think I'm okay with that. Alright, so we got ourselves another character who's family. Level 1. Maybe she's a better usage here in the future, but not now. We only have commerce. Healthy, bright, clever. Unfortunately, we're using her as a baby making machine. We're probably going to summon her in the army as well. So that's 2,000, pretty much all our money. And we're going to wait till next turn to add her and Shi Xie into our force. He's going to have to wait. We'll give him an army eventually and then summon him back. That'll basically be a free upkeep defense. He can deck himself out. We got him some good stuff. And that's pretty much all we can do this turn, I think. For those who are unfamiliar with Shi Xie's faction unique mechanic, it's using the Splendor resource, which we mentioned how we can gain by having members in our court, having family members as faction leaders. And it maxes out at 260. The tiers are 65 and 130. That's why it's kind of half 260. And the reason why it's such a slightly weird number is because each chest costs 65. So at max tier, you can get 4 in one turn. Now, once you're above 130, you also get 10 points of satisfaction, which counteracts the non-family penalty. So you can keep non-family members if you want to, but for our house rules, everyone will have to be a family member. So we'll just have a nice little 10-point bonus. 5 points of public order, which is nice. We can play tax some of our settlements early on. Maybe even instead of a private workshop, we go with a tax collector building because we can tolerate the public order penalty, and then we get the trade influence on top of that to maintain trades. Every 65 point can be traded for a chest, which are items you can equip on characters. They will be on your character for 20 turns before it disappears. And once you put it on, you cannot unequip it. They do stack quite nicely. So for diplomatic tributes, we can either boost our trade influence by 15%. Right now, only characters that can boost this is our faction leader and heir, so 2 stack. But once we have an imperial court, up to 7 characters can be prime minister, heir, or faction leader. And this can be stacked 7 times, which is still not that important. Trade influence is not that strong, unless we have a really massive trade structure, which might happen. We might play a lot of vassals and use our prestige points to gain trade. We also have diplomatic relations, same thing, can be stacked. Economic chests, local public order, local income boost. This can be stacked if you put any character you want, right? This can be given to any character in your faction and they just stand in that area to boost the local public order and boost the local income. This reduces the construction time and also increase replenishment. Same thing, any character. And then this just increases personal stats for that one character and also makes them happy. Commander chests boost the army and the retinue that the character has. I think these two chests are quite nice, especially since it is a local bonus. So let's say I have a character right here. I can have him stand here at the start of the turn, build everything I want in Jiaozhi, and then just take a step into Yulin, and then Yulin can pick up the -2 construction for that turn as well. So we can probably get some value out of this early on, just to speed up the construction. Each turn you're constructing, you're not really getting the money from the bonus, so it speeds up that efficiency a little bit. But that's pretty much all we can do here, I think. We don't have a lot of land, our vassal owns everything, and they're going to probably hate us as the game goes on. Now, if our vassal lose land, we can definitely reclaim it. A lot of characters coming. We can recruit a few. We can just adopt if we really want a character. But since we're going for sort of a family-only generic character playstyle, there's really not going to be that many generic characters that we're just clamoring for. So we're probably not going to be recruiting many of those. I think instead of using 1,000 to recruit one of them, we might be using 2,000 to get one of our son married, this one in particular, so that we have another character that way. But this turn's probably about recruiting our characters onto the field. First, let's do State Workshop. We want to get that base income going. And with the money that we have left, I think we can summon our son, 1,500, and his new wife, 900. And they actually like me, or she likes me. My son, that's a different story. Of all these units, I think we're only going to keep the mounted saber for now. These are nice units, but not what we want. We also have a very strange skill tree compared to regular strategists. Things are in different places. We have double Nature's Ally. Okay, they don't stack, but I guess we cover more range. I believe he should lead. Even though we don't have reach yet, we have flexibility. Should help with the replenishment here. Eventually, he's going to be picking up spear guards, and she's going to be picking up more cavalry units, a mix of mounted saber militias and lancer. I think 2 of these, maybe 4 of these. We'll go full on crossbowmen. I don't know if we need archers. We don't have fire arrows anyways right now. We'll probably want a trebuchet. So we'll go with those. We'll save up the money to recruit that probably next turn. We'll do it together in the same round so we can do sort of general of the left, general of the right. Switch to make things cheaper for us. And that's pretty much it. That's really all we can do here. They do take a piece of land. That's totally fine. Now let's see how expensive things will be. So she has no positions. I don't know if I should give her... I probably should give her the bonus for the title. She does have married into the ruling family. That's a 15-point fondness. That was stick. 16 recently hired. She will level up. I think it's actually okay if we don't give it to her. Our son, who is heir, shouldn't really have any problems. He's also loyal. Yeah, technically neither of them need the title. But I think I'm going to give it to her, anticipating that she will rank up in the future. We're going to do a general of the left for the recruitment cost discount. And it's going to be that. We can also do one more thing before we do that. Give her a little bit more... Oh, did we traded away the stone pig. Right. We can't give her more instinct than this. Yeah, that's as much instinct as we can give her. More instinct we have, the more combined recruitment cost discount that we have. We're just not very instinct focused, unfortunately. We have a bit of a spear bonus there. That's fine. Let's do this. Yeah, we're not going to have enough to recruit everything this turn. The siege weapons, I think, can wait. Maybe we don't do that many cavalry units. Then we just do one trebuchet. Yeah, I think this will work. And then immediately we switch it to general off the right to reduce our upkeep. And we'll flush this army out later once we expand and get more land. This is plenty to use in the beginning. We can't really move because of the mustering bonus. We are going to go with the cheap route here, the -4. As you can see, we're already boosted into godlike, so we're going to be fine in terms of having enough public order to counteract that. What we'll most likely do is get a chest next turn. Most likely the industrialist chest, just to speed up all the builds here. We'll give it to our son here, who doesn't have a slot for the accessory anyways. And he can stand on the field for a couple more turns to help us get those bonuses. 3 turns, 2 turns. Probably have to wait at least 2 turns before we move. No peace. We want his land. And it's better if he takes out some of our vassals' land so that we can reclaim it for ourselves. And Gaoliang is ripe to be given away to someone else because we don't need Shi Xie to have that massive of double commandery set up. Yeah, we gotta sit here for one more turn. We're gonna get ourselves a chest here. I don't think we drop below, which is why we get it now. -2 construction turn. We could get it next turn as well because we're not gonna overflow and we can't build him this turn. So we'll get it next turn when we do need to use it. Let's wrap this up. Yeah, we'll let him take that. That's perfect. And now we can move. Picked up a new item. Could have used that a couple turns ago. Would have squeezed about a 1% discount. That's fine. Let's get him a chest. Where's our chest? Where's our chest? Why don't I see it? There it is. Alright, so everything will be a quicker build. And we're going to start with this. So right now we are +1. If we upgrade this, we'll be -3, which is acceptable. Really do wish we have the tea. We can check to see if they get the reform to get trades with us. This is also nice, but this is the free one. We're gonna get the free one for now. Save us some cash, so we can flush out the army. Are we gonna do early Onyx? I think we should do early Onyx Dragons. Basically, we can come over here and get that done. Non-aggression with Liu Biao. That's going to be pretty valuable later on. It's only 0.3. We're trending up, but not trending up enough. So I think we do just take this deal. Yeah, we'll just take it just to build our trending so that we can get a military access. Once it goes above 15 and we become a better relation, we can probably pick up a better pick up some value from the military access later on. All right, so we're good. We want this trade port early so that we can see if we can get some additional trade routes. He failed to take... It's a free settlement. It's level 1. There is no one there. We have more family coming in, which is great. Salary is actually 0. This is before the change to the fact that family members cost nothing. He brought some cash. And he is a sentinel. So that's going to be useful. Ah, what a great bonus. 0 charge bonus to all unit. Is that a bonus? Or is it just a waste of a text line? He's rank 3. He can also be administrator, basically. Yulin is going to be his, so let's give him this bonus. And then maybe some combat bonus. Surprisingly at 25, family member, yeah, so there's no salary. We'll take this first. I don't think they're going to be bothering us, so I might just march. Will he still be another turn before we can get there? Ah, close for you. So get the upgrade. I know we're going down negative, but it's going to be so far from rebellion. We don't have to really worry about that at this point. Let's see. This is probably a better upgrade at this point. We'll wait till the population get closer to max to upgrade the settlement. I think we're okay. We don't have another assignment? Yeah, we don't, so can't really use him for that. We'll get more chest before it overflows. We can save the chest forever in our inventory, can trade it. It's a bronze tier item, so it's not worth that much in diplomacy, but it's worth something. Our brother likes our wife. Yanbai who is available, but due to our house rules, we cannot pick him up. We cannot use him. I guess we could pick him up for the weapon, because we do desperately need gear. So we can do that. He basically got wiped by Sun Ce. Yeah, we'll spend 1,000 for the gear. Stealing from a bandit. That's totally fine. Yeah, remove it from yourself. And then we have enough satisfaction for us to even kick him out to refund us the money that we paid to get him at the cost of 5 points hit to everyone. That's totally okay. Huh. Xu Jing also came back, and then Zhang Yi. I wonder if this is the one from Shuhan. Zhang Lu. Yep, that's not. Anyways, we cannot reach. That's just really, really sad. We will give her the weapon for now once we do pick that up. The horse probably goes to our son just to boost his authority a little bit more. Let's pick up another chest. Which one do we want? We could do this. Although that bonus I don't really value that much. If we're stashing anything, this is pretty powerful later on. But I guess we'll grab one of these for now. We could summon our brother out on the field, because he's not going to be doing the assignment. He can boost the... It will cost us a bit, but that's fine. This way we're not going to have public order issues from the tax. And he's not going to have the issue with satisfaction from not doing anything. He'll just be standing on the field. He's still a problem. We still need to assign him to a position. So we got to pick up the capital of Yulin. Alright, no one's bothering us. Chen Deng is also here. Chen Deng got wiped? Also, maybe a good character grab, because he does have slight uniqueness, but... We're gonna take this first. We're gonna fight this to minimize casualties. That's quite a lot of units.
咬定青山，全力以赴，则我等胜券在握。此言极是，可姑且看之。
我们绝不屈服，并将坚持到底。
鼓起勇气。
Depending on our casualty situation, we could either stay here and recruit out a full army, or we can
勇士在此。
keep pushing if we don't suffer much.
时机已至。在。
Can't fit them here? Okay.
准备开战。
We'll just go this side. It's fine.
顽强不屈。
顽强不屈。
注意，准备就绪，做好准备。万箭齐发。
They might be charging out. They're not. Okay, that's totally fine. We can speed this part up until we somehow kill this tower. Accuracy is going to be really low at tier 1, but the misses will help us kill some units. Could we please take out... There we go. Take out at least one tower, please. We do still have plenty of ammo, but very inaccurate. There we go. Took us like 8 shots. We have the burn trait, so the ammo's placed starting out at 19, which I think is the max. Yeah, it's not looking good in terms of taking out this tower. We could turtle formation up a unit and just absorb the aggro, but that's not preferred. We got 4 volleys left. Have not even... Oh, hit it once. We just need 2 more hits. There we go, got 1 more. Come on, last volley. We got it. Perfect. Okay, so they did their job. Now we can move up. We're going to use our melee cavalry to waste their ammo. They have 15 shots each. Still a decent amount, but they're not going to be able to kill too many of us. You can see... I mean, we have 50% missile resistance, 85% range block chance. They're not really going to kill many. And we can waste all their ammo, so basically our range units would get free shots. And they'll just become really, really bad infantry. We'll pick our targets and try to kill some of the more powerful ones. And let them waste their arrow. They killed 3 so far. Really, really good range sponges. Pretty much the best use for melee calves at this point. Which unit should we target with our crossbowmen? Definitely things without shields. That'll be a waste of ammo for us. Bandit warriors is a good target. Yeah, and then maybe some of the cavalry option that they have. Alright, so they're done there. Move them here. Provide them some cover. We don't have many units, so we're going to be pretty methodical here. They're done. I feel like this unit's having vision problems. Can't shoot. Maybe they're getting blocked here? Alright, cavalry need to die, even though we do have spears in the front, so if they do charge out, it's not a tough fight. The axe units are probably the ones we're more worried about.
军仓皇逃窜，一群懦夫。
Yeah, we're gonna just basically take out all the bandit warriors. They're done. Alright, now is the tough part. Get our cavalry up here. Our son's probably the best unit for this, given he does have hamstring, so we can charge him in. Slap, which would be a nice little circular bump, get out. And sort of just wait for that cooldown. If they do come, we have our units. I don't think our cavalry is going to do too much. There's still a spear. We could just charge this, actually. It's just... should actually chase them a little bit before they bounce back, but they're kind of walking to tower range. I think basically if they come back, we'll be just here to block them. Go with them. We also have a bow. We can use it. Yeah, we're going to target this one on the side. Nice clean charge and just get them over here. We should be fine. We can't charge this group in. It's a little crowded here. But if we can definitely flank. Try to route the archers real quick. Make some room. Push up. Flank this. Yeah, they took a beating. We need our son here for this. Should army loss here. Probably don't have to fight them. I'll go take care of this. Go, 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 go. Alright, now. Circle this. Just block the road a little bit. Alright, army loss did happen. Not a bad fight. I don't think we lose too much there. Alright, let's see if we can get some trade targets. No one has an open trade. That's fine. We'll stash another industrialist chest. I don't think we're going to stall here and recruit new units. I think we're just going to move on, take this as quickly as possible. We do get to demolish this for a little bit of cash. The banishment will go away. I think he can take this. Just boost his satisfaction a little bit. Yeah, we'll just build later. We do have the money now. I think we do find some new characters. Give him a wife. And we're going to give you a wife as well. Pretty massive family. They're going to be free characters to use. Right now, we don't really have a great use for them, but given that they're sentinels, I'm sure they can at least do assignments later on. Let's continue. They're moving back. Oh, nope, changed their mind. Should have just grabbed this for free. They're helping us, so we still have to worry about Imperial intrigue, which is a bummer, really. Let's sweet talk ourselves occasionally. We do want to upgrade that, but we probably want to wait till we pick up this so that we can get administrator in. We want... I don't think we want to worry about corruption, given that we're going tall with administrators everywhere. So we might just go straight income. 7 turns for that assignment. Ooh, Book of Rights. We cannot use it, but our son can. We have our set bonuses. Alright, and I think we're good. Yeah, I just want to save a little bit more money there, so we're just not going to use it. We can also save turns by moving someone with the chest later on. Want the rat? No. He likes us. That's fine. Our son and our wife not liking each other. We're gonna also have to fight this. After taking this, we can probably beef up our army. Now our son and wife, you guys need to start making babies. You know, it's 80 turns until we can use them. I expect a kid. Let's see, where's the easiest area to approach this? Probably on this side. Yeah, maybe back here, it's fine too. Our one trebuchet, not very good, so this might be a struggle. We might have to just take out this middle one and then turtle up and absorb the aggro and then approach our units afterwards. Well, it would be a very similar setup. Yeah, without fire, this is going to take forever. But the gates will break. Did we break the barricade as well? We broke the barricade before we broke the tower. It's a pretty big structure, guys. I expect more hits than this. Yeah, we're not taking out the towers on the side. There's no way. One more shot. Nice. We have 7 volleys. We could gamble on one. That's not bad. We need 4 hits. We got one the first volley. 4 volleys left. Oh, that looked like a hit, but didn't count. There we go. 2 volleys. We got it. We got a hit here. 2 rocks, please. Nope. Wild misses. Alright, so that's no good. New plan. Turtle up. 2 over here. 2 over here. Grab their aggro first. And then they're going to be up next. 15 arrows again. From 2 guys. And then we're going to force our way in the middle. We're going to wait till those arrows start coming. I probably want to do multiple angles because each face of the tower fire independently. So you want kind of the both sides to pick on our turtle formation. Then now we move them up so that they can get shot by the enemy archers. And then in the meantime, I can actually go in here. See if they have any oil puddles or anything like that. Nothing? Okay, we dismount. We fight you. And then we remount. And we go harass your inside. Alright, pick him off first. Make sure he's just done. Dismount. Ooh, going up. This does well up here too. Not allowed to go down. That's awkward. Alright, we're stuck here. Might as well use it. Cavalry, get going. Can you come down here? Any chance? Having too much fun killing people up there. Oh, he actually fell out. Okay, nice. Yeah, we didn't use our crossbowmen at all. That's fine. Can he come down? He's having... okay, he's down, finally. I think we can just army lost that guy in the middle. We don't have to go to him if we route everything else. He's not kind of in the middle. Okay, he doesn't have to be in the middle. It's over. Chase that down, please. No army loss? Oh, army loss. Okay, we're good.
今日此胜，
Alrighty, nice little victory here. We pick up a pretty lucrative commandery. Don't like this building, but probably keep it because overall we have a lot of commerce and spice in the future, and that's going to be important. It's already level 3. We're going to probably just expand this and get ourselves a state workshop to complete the build. We'll get administrator in here once we have an open slot. That's going to happen when we hit second marquise, so about 16 points more. In the meantime, we're probably just going to expand and try to get prestige that way. We can level this up. That would be 4 points, 4 points here, 5 points here, a little bit here and there, 16 points, expand there. We should have enough soon, and then we'll get the administrator in and start building this up afterwards. In the meantime, we'll flush this army out. We've been saving quite a bit of money. Unfortunately, the higher tier settlement means we don't have enough food. So we might have to rush this or switch the assignment. We'll consider both options. But anyways, pretty good start. And hopefully this will be a fun one. Thank you guys for watching, and see you all next time. Bye!